Generic greetings and welcome back to Farthest Frontier. Today's beverage is a very warming and hearty chicken bovril. Very nice indeed. So welcome back to the game. In the previous episode we founded our settlement, Generican. We got our town centre, some nice homes on the left here, some storage, the air quotes industrial zone on the right that is basically people cutting down and then chopping wood, and then obviously all of the gathering as well. In this episode, more of that. Let's just continue on and hopefully survive. We have to get this field up and running, which also means putting a fence around it because the deer over here will almost certainly come and nom nom all of those crops. We may even go for 2 crop fields sooner rather than later, but we shall see. We've also got another set of deer over there, which means maybe smokers are probably the way to go. Oh, frame drop at its absolute finest there. Very strange indeed. The rain has come. We've now got some rain here. It says mid-spring, yeah, to cold temperature and indeed a light breeze and heavy lightning strikes apparently. We have another 18 effort to build another home there and also the saw pit. Once we've got the saw pit up and running, we can then start to clear away some waste, and that is actually quite important. So I am going to prioritise the construction of said saw pit. We don't have any logs at all because most of it's been chopped into firewood. However, if we check out the... oh, actually, yeah, the resource... harvesting here, yeah, we're gonna have to sort something out there. Let me go ahead and just gather all of the trees there and the trees there and probably the ones around here because we're going to be expanding this way anyway, so getting rid of these trees isn't exactly a huge hassle. Going to also go through, and any of these trees which is sort of mature, I'm going to order them to chop down, and anything that's like dead standing like that will do a similar thing as well. So we'll clear the birches. That maple tree's only got 5 wood, so we'll leave that. That one there is fine. Red pine, 6. I think it might go a little bit taller, and there's a birch as well. So we've done all that. It says 30 fish and 52 meat has been lost to spoilage. Not much you can really do, I think. Like realistically, it is going to spoil. We have obviously this... good grief, that was a big lightning strike. We have this thing in here to reduce the spoilage. We don't have barrels yet to sort of pack it in there to increase the total spoilage reduction bonus, apparently, because I think we're just dumping it on the floor, or at least some sort of shelving. But anyway, we, as I said, have this prioritised. We also have only one person chopping wood. How much wood did we use? Is there a readout to show how much wood we used? Resources in storage. We have town info, no. Happiness, no. There's our firewood. And gained this year 15 and lost this year 0. Shows you what the ingredients for. Basically, you need it for almost anything that obviously you would burn. Yeah, anything you would need to burn something to get something out of it. So, breweries, candle shops, charcoal kilns. Yeah, okay. So, that's fine over there. This guy's still chopping the wood. Do I turn... I'll keep an eye on it. We're at 200 right at the start of the year, and then we'll see how we get on, because people freezing over winter, not ideal. Some deer over there, 7. Some deer over there, which is 6. I don't want to over-hunt this area, so we may end up telling the hunter to shift elsewhere. Where is said hunter? She's currently butchering meat. How much do we have in storage in terms of arrows and such? We have 2 bows and 60 arrows. I'm assuming the arrows are worked out accurately. So, do they just have... they just have 14 arrows on them. So yeah, I think it does actually count each arrow that's being fired. Interesting. Okay. We do have another home here, so we have 14 of 20 residents max. Another home is also getting built. We've got another forager here who is foraging eggs. Nice. What I'm going to do is move this just so it collects the eggs around here and over there as well. We're also scouting because they've never been over here. You can press... there is a button you can press. E, exploration point, and you can basically say, yeah, go and explore over there. So I'll put one of those and see what happens. Oh, there we go. We've got our saw pit. So it's wandering unable to work because they don't have any wood. Yeah, I am going to just... Yeah, no. Going to disable the firewood splitter for now. So now that we have the saw pit, we should be able to build more stuff in terms of resources. Yes, we do have a compost yard. It does require wood and indeed some sawn planks, and also has a monthly cost of 4 gold. Ah, okay. So maybe we need to go that way. Monthly cost. Oh, and predator sighted. Predator sighted over here. They are running away. Is that our hunter? Yeah, that is our hunter. I don't think the wolf will last very long. See, they're being chased by the village. The villager here. Are they going to come in? Oh, that was a haymaker. Elkrond just ran up and... Yeah, that's dealt with now. Good. Alright. So we have new villagers born. We have that exploration point set. Still have lots of trees to gather if need be. How many builders do we have? 4. We've got 7 labourers. So there's more than enough to chop that stuff down. Only 1 person fishing. And I keep moving this point. Just so we get shoals of fish. I'm not seeing them elsewhere. What's that? Oh, patch of herbs. Okay, fair enough. Just over 1,000 now as well for the field. You can see all of the trees has been removed. A lot of the foliage and undergrowth is gone, and they've started to put in the... Well, they're not... Are they ploughing it, or is that just like rigging for... I don't know what the actual term is for it, but they're putting that in. Which is good. Unable to work, wandering. That's because they've not got any wood. That's this one there. Alright, so it does say for this, there's a monthly cost for the compost yard. Desirability is low. And, oh, because it's like an industrial thing, people really don't like being around it because, well, it's a bit stinky, basically. So we'll place it, we'll place it there, out of the way, which obviously will reduce desirability. What also is maybe positive is if we build another well over here. Yeah, I'm going to build a well on the right-hand side. Without any wells, obviously lack of water is a thing. Oh, shoal of fish over there now. Oh no, it was always there, it's just this one keeps popping up. Good. That's fair enough. So we got 218 firewood. Probably won't make any more until it's absolutely necessary. And, oh, there we go. They're now stocking the saw pit. That's good. So, they should now start to create some wooden planks. To upgrade our town centre, we need extra shelters. We need 2 more shelters. We need a market. We need extra population, and we need wood planks and stone. But there's other things before that. So we've got a saw pit. We don't have a tannery yet. We don't have a cobbler, Fletcher's, or basket shop. The basket shop is good though, and I'm looking at the desirability. I know it says that the compost yard is, it says no, like it's a low desirability. But, like I say, this waste does stack up very quickly, and if there's nowhere to put it, then it becomes a problem. We don't need any of these. We're still working on our farm. Smokehouse is not that desirable. Yeah, fair enough. We don't need another root cellar. We've got a storehouse. Yeah, there's our storehouse, and there's our stockyard. We don't have a market. And we don't have a graveyard because we don't need one just yet. A market would be nice. And does that increase desirability? It does increase desirability by a fairly big amount as well. If we would put it, if we were to put it here, would be quite good. It does have income as well. Okay, building a market. Requires 40 planks. Wow, okay. Let's put another 2 people on the saw pit. It is something that we probably want. Lots of hawthorns around here. And deer there as well. What about deer? How many deer? We got 7 deer. Okay, so there was 6 last time I checked, so we're not over hunting this. Building storage is full. Full of what? Whoa! Apparently meat. Okay, right. That's a lot of meat. 480 units. Oh, sorry, items produced. My mistake. Still, 102 meat. We can store it here. So it just needs to be transferred. It does just need to be transferred, really. See, I'm prioritising this one. The waste. 648 efforts required. I don't know the term there. But still. I mean, do we have workers? No, see, we don't have workers on these storehouses. So they don't come and gather from here. It just says building storage is full. You can see the basic needs there is food, water, firewood. And there's also some travel time to it, which we can see by clicking on stuff. Okay. Is there anything I could build to potentially fix that? Probably not, but we'll go through it. So we're building a market. Don't need a graveyard yet, thankfully. We do need 2 more housing at some point. We have a stockyard. Places for... Oh, 6 people have arrived at your village. They have plans to immigrate. Will you accept them to your village or turn them away? We accept them. 6 new villages. There we go. Food stocks are running low, apparently. 3 out of 3. Good grief, yeah. But we've got loads of food over here. Unless we need to... No, I don't think we need to do much about it. We don't need to... There's smoked meat there. I don't think we need to process it into something else. Food production. Got a hunter's cabin. Got 3 forager shacks. Got 1 fishing shack. Got a crop field that's getting built and a smokehouse that we don't need at this stage. Produces... It requires... fish, meat, and firewood. Produces smoked fish and meat. Resource-wise, we have a saw pit. We don't have a tannery or a cobbler shop. That produces clothing. That produces footwear. Fletcher and a basket shop. The basket shop will be good. Increase efficiency of villages, allowing them to carry more. Defences, we haven't bothered with. We don't need to look out tower yet. Walls, we do need to put walls around this. We really do. Food is now 7. So food's still going up. I'm seeing only berries being stored in the storage cart. And also the meat has moved, from there to there. So that's being done. Good. I'm seeing all the trees go down as well, and that means that hopefully the compost yard will be done shortly. I have to put an exploration marker over here and have had a look. Yeah. Oh, there's hawthorns now, so hawthorn berries are being... Oh, it's possible to harvest the hawthorn berries, so I'm going to move this over to there. So we'll still get the eggs, we'll still get the hawthorn berries, etc. Down here, we've got our forager shack. These hawthorns are not ready. Oh, there's a new villager born. We're on 24 of 24. We also got our forager shack here, which we're going to shift the work area. I'm going to shift it down there. Look at all these hawthorns and greens, there's loads. I'm very tempted to get another one of those. Another forager shack. How many labourers do we have? I'm guessing quite a lot. 9 labourers. So yeah, we have more than enough. Yeah, we have more than enough jobs, potentially. People to work for the job, should I say. Bustling market would help generate gold and attract new settlers to grow towns. Yes, markets stock housing, generate gold based on the number of houses in the work area. So yeah, it's recommending the market, which is a nice little hand-holder thing for us. We appreciate that. We can see this area being... It did move down a little bit as we start to uncover it, but I think another forager shack is desirable. say there. But we'll need a way to get there, and we'll have to go around this. Or I could curve this round that way, or straight down here. Oh, straight down through here would be okay, I think. Let's have a quick look. We'll go to roads, and then from this area, we can get to the forager shack. It's going to remove a couple of trees, but not terribly bothered about that. Just put that in. It's a nice curved road as well. I know we've gone with the sort of metropolis style, just the grid system around here, but it's easier when it comes to the more urban areas. Finally, we have our compost yard. So the compost yard works with 3 empty bins. At the moment, they are empty anyway. Lots of travel time, though, because they have to travel from here all the way into town, get the waste, bring it back. You can understand the problem. But yeah, what happens is it basically gets put in the bins, and it takes a while to compost down. Once you've got that, you then produce compost, which can be put on fields to make them more fertile, which obviously increases crop yield and blah, 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 blah. Which is good, overall, is the summary of this one. There's loads of fish there as well. Produced last year, 258 fish, but we've only got 6 stored. We have 7 food, and most of it is... It's protein. It's fish, it's eggs, and it's meat. We also have some fruit. We have no vegetables whatsoever, and we have no dairy. We will have vegetables hopefully soon once this field is up and running. And because of that, I am going to maybe not prioritize, but I'm certainly going to build a fence around this field. As I said, this thing it is important that you build a fence, because otherwise all that's going to happen is animals are going to wander in and eat a sizable chunk of your crop. And there's the gate there. So we have a gate, we have the fence. I think the fence is just effort, or does it require... No, it does require 1 unit of wood per 5 meters of fence. I don't know if each one of these is classed as a meter. It looks... I would say at least 2 meters, but who knows? It's still on the go. Firewood is down to 208. We're still in the saw pit, or still the saw pit is still being used. We've got some food that's spoiled, which is understandable. Crops ready for assignment. Okay, so we're going to pause it while we do the crop rotation. So we can see that fertility is okay at 67. The weed level is 85, so we really need to reduce those weeds, and the rockiness is 53. So I think what would be best is, because we are halfway through, well, even more than halfway through, we're right near the end of this season here. These 3 are seasons, so you've got the first season, second season, third season, and it rotates from each of them. So we're still on this one here, and we're not going to put anything in there just yet. We want to basically go for crops here, and then whatever in this one. So we're going to start at the second season, and I'd say it's probably best to not go for things like wheat and rye, anything like that, because that is something that needs to be processed after the fact, whereas things like carrots and turnips and beans, they can all be eaten as is. And you can also just put straight up work in there. So if you want to just put here, for example, work, you can put that right at the end like that, and they'll just work on the field. So it says, setting farms to perform field maintenance instead of growing crops provides a chance to reduce weed levels and remove rocks. So it's just a generic making the field better. You've also got clover. Again, I should probably point out how this works, and certainly not going to go into huge amounts of detail because not qualified, but basically you have different yields for the crops, tolerances when it comes to frost and heat, a rockiness, resilience, and a weed suppression amount, and also the growth time and what the impact of the fertility on the field is. So some of them will have a positive impact, like for example clover has a plus 3% bonus on when you grow clover, and also it doesn't take long to grow, it suppresses weeds. Yeah, so that's pretty good. It has a great tolerance for everything as well. It's basically the stuff you shove in, and it just replenishes the soil instead of just, like, spoiling it. Whereas you put wheat in, and it reduces fertility by 6%. So you really want to make sure you have a good crop rotation. You can also alter the soil mixture as well by adding sand, or adding, I think that's compost. Is that compost or is it clay? I think that's clay, yeah. Add clay. Yeah, it says there. Add clay and add sand. Okay, so let's go from here. We have a low heat tolerance for a couple of things. If we go for maybe some beans, place some beans in there. So it has a good heat tolerance. So there's the start of the season when it's going to be getting warm. It has a low grow time. It doesn't suppress the weeds much, but it's okay. It increases soil fertility, and that's good. After that, I probably want to maybe go for a bit of work, and then sadly this is where we're now running out of time, so we can't do that. See, I'd like to put in some turnips, and they have a low grow time, but I don't think we can fit in anything else. There's buckwheat there. Yeah, so if we did that, it would not work, so we're going to remove that. What about peas? Peas are okay. They have a... We can't even do double work. Just the grow time of these beans is not ideal. Alright, well, we're going to put in the beans, and cabbages are good. Yeah, cabbages are good. They have a good heat and frost tolerance, but they are going to reduce the fertility. So after that, we want to grow some clover, work on the field, and then we're going to probably... That's going to increase fertility, remove rocks, then we're going to grow some turnips just to overwinter. Yep, that's fine. The next year, we'll work the field, we'll grow... What should we grow? Peas would be good towards the back end of the season. What about carrots? Carrots have not a great heat tolerance. They also reduction in soil fertility, whereas at least peas do increase it a little bit. The peas have no heat tolerance. I wouldn't have thought that. Buckwheat, no. You've also got leeks there, which are brilliant. Crop yield is massive, but it's got a fairly long grow time. Put in some leeks. Oh, good grief. Right, so let's just work out the soil fertility here. We've got leeks, reducing it by 5. Then we got beans going up by 1, so we're on net -4. Cabbages, net -8. Clover, -5. Turnips, we're on -7. So that would be an overharvest. That would be fine for the next couple of years, but we'd wreck the field. I would absolutely wreck the field. Can we... Maybe... We could put clover in there instead of working the field. That would increase it a little bit. So we're on +6. It's +7. +5. 0. We're still negative fertility on this rotation. But at least... Just altering the mixture here. See some of it slightly different. That's about the mid-ground, I think, for most things. But at least, once we get compost, hopefully we can increase that. It's set. That's what we're going to try. It's a trial and error system. Everything's in a state of flux. But I'm hoping that works. I know we spent a lot of time on that, but I think it's important. Failed to begin planting. Yep, we can understand that. So next season, we're going to be growing some beans and some cabbages. And then it's basically a maintenance season after that with a bit of turnips at the end. Because why not? because why not? So we are creating, with the saw pit, some more boards, which will then get the market, which will bring in some much-needed gold. We still need, excuse me, 2 more houses, and also, what do we do like for clothing? We don't have any spare clothing whatsoever. Okay. Probably quite important that we do that then. Let me just go to resources. We can build... Do we need a Fletcher at this stage? We've got 2 bows and 60 arrows. I don't think we need a Fletcher. But a basket shop to carry more stuff would be good. A tannery and a cobbler. Tannery and cobbler. It says we don't need that. It says produces clothing. Well, are we short on clothing? Unless it's been shifted. As far as I can tell, we don't have any spare. We've got no hide coats. Got none there as well. We can just go through our citizens, really. That's professions. I mean, linen clothes and hide coats. Yeah, they've all got, as far as I can tell, everybody's got some sort of clothing. It just depends on whether the villages, like the newborns. Let's have a quick look. I'm looking around to see if there's... Oh, it might not even show in here. It probably won't show until... Got 1 senior, 11 adults, 10 adolescents, 2 infants. Yeah, it probably won't show the infants in these. Okay, fair enough. So there's the field. We can see it's got some... It's actually got some weeds in it now. It's because we haven't been tending to it. We are chopping all of these trees down because we're building the road down here. Deer sighted is still 6, and deer sighted 7. We could get another hunter. That'll require us building a Fletcher. We've got some food that's spoiled, sadly. 29 meat and 6 berries. It's not a huge amount, is it? But still something that is undesirable. And we're coming close to the end of this season. Okay, I think we're going to leave it there for now. That's been a bit of Farthest Frontier. We have our field. We have a fence that is getting built around it. And next season we will start to produce some beans. Beans and cabbages. Hopefully it'll be a good yield, and hopefully we won't wreck the field doing it. And we'll see how we get on. 24 out of 24 population. Villager happiness is good. There is a... Shoes are on 29% clothes. Yeah, we do need some clothing and shoes, and that's obviously going to be more prevalent as we get more newborns instead of people just turning up with all of the provisions anyway. But that'll require an increase in the industrial zone around here, which obviously we can do. And idling unable to work. I'm guessing that's because they don't have... Oh no, it is filling up. It is filling up. So most of these, there's a little bit of waste. Not a huge amount. At least it's working. Okay, good. But yeah, next episode we will crack on and hopefully survive the winter. As always, hope you have enjoyed this episode and the series for what it is thus far. Comments in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.